How do you best protect your rental properties? Hi, I'm attorney Paul Deloughery, and please be sure to like and subscribe so that you can get more videos like this on how to protect yourself, your wealth, and your loved ones. So the short answer is the best solution for protecting your rental properties from a lawsuit by the tenant or from someone who gets hurt in the rental property is to put the rental property into a limited liability company. Now, an Arizona limited liability company is really the best, especially if you have Arizona properties. Otherwise, what people can do is you could use, for example, a Wyoming limited liability company, or Nevada, or some other state's limited liability company. But then, if you ever want to take legal action, such as evicting a tenant, you need to register that foreign company in Arizona, and it starts getting complicated. Arizona is perfectly fine, so just use an Arizona limited liability company for most purposes. So then, should you put multiple rental properties into one LLC, or just use a separate LLC for each rental? Well, here's how this could play out. So let's just say that you have a whole bunch of rental properties. They have minimal equity, and so you're thinking, I'll just put them all into one LLC. Well, and then if someone gets injured in one of those rental properties and they sue the limited liability company and get a judgment, maybe there's not enough equity in all of the rental properties to pay off the judgment. So you think, well, I'm safe, but just look ahead a few years. So as the property value appreciates and you pay down the loans and there's more and more equity, pretty soon there is equity in the properties to pay off the judgment. And so you basically guaranteed that the person is going to be able to satisfy the judgment, and you lost all of your investments. And at that point, like after you've been sued or get a judgment against you, it's too late at that point to split up the LLC and put rental properties into separate LLCs, because that's called a fraudulent transfer. So that could get unwound by the court. So the short answer is to put your rental properties into separate LLCs, one for each one. And then from an estate planning standpoint, you can have the LLCs owned by your revocable living trust. That way, if something were to happen to you, it's clear who the beneficiary of the rental properties is going to be, or the LLCs. That goes to the people that you intend, and the people that you intend are going to be managing things and making sure everything happens according to your wishes. So that's the best way. And then listen, this is a short little video. This is not intended as legal advice, and there are a lot of nuances, and it really depends on your total net worth and your other goals. Sometimes people will, for example, this is merely an example, sometimes people will form a limited partnership and put these rental property LLCs inside that limited partnership. And that provides additional protection, because now the ownership, if for some reason the court decides that the LLC was no good, like maybe there's commingling of assets or things are not managed properly, well, then things stop at the limited partnership level, and they never get back to you personally. And a creditor is not going to want to go after a limited partnership for various reasons. If you have any questions about this or anything else, give us a call. We're here to help.